Right, billions of pounds have again been wiped off the value of BP shares today. We've been talking about that today. Mickey Clark is here.
Yeah, they struck a low point this morning of 346. That's the lowest since December 1996. That means its stock market price tag of £122 billion has almost halved since the Deepwater Horizon blew up on April the 20th. The shares have managed to reduce the deficit this afternoon to be 26 down at 365 by the close of business in London, although in New York this afternoon they're already touching 362. The shares were trading at 651 the day before the explosion. Let's talk to Micheal Hewson, market analyst at Spreadbookie CMC Markets in the City. Good afternoon, Michael.
Hello, Mickey.
I suppose this is your big chance on behalf of the City to thank President Obama, the US Department of Justice and a few mouthy American politicians for the best investment opportunity you've had since British gas was privatised in 1986.
Nice question, Mickey.
Yeah, nicely put.
I mean, it's ludicrous.
Not really leading me into a corner, are you?
Go on, tell us I reckon we should buy some.
No, I'm absolutely right. The down move in BP share price is quite extraordinary, really. I mean, today in early trading, it actually touched £3.30. Where 6,500 shares traded around about 10 past 8 this morning. So yes, it does seem slightly over the top. I mean, we've seen £60 billion wiped off the market cap of BP in the last 2 months. Let's put that in dollar terms. That's it's $100 billion.
Yeah. I spoke to a pal of mine this morning who picked up shares at 346. He thought it was worth having a dabble. And he said that there were no sellers on the screen at that stage, and the buyers were institutional and retail. So clearly, even if the retail punter is coming in now because he sees a bargain, then you've got to know it's oversold.
I definitely think it is oversold, and I certainly think President Obama has contributed greatly to the share price declines. And I think the concerns are pretty much over the dividend and whether or not.
Do you think he's got a leg to stand on, that they can block them paying the dividend? I mean, the biggest reciprocals of the BP dividend are the Americans themselves.
Yeah, they are. Most definitely American pensioners as well as UK pensioners. I mean, 14% of all the dividends that are paid into the FTSE 100, BP makes up for that, 14% of all dividends that are paid. So, that's a huge amount. Now, there could be some point down the line a deferral of the dividend, but the shares are already trading ex-div. So if they block the dividend, they could leave themselves open, i.e. the Justice Department, to a lawsuit from shareholders, and I'm sure they don't want that. I think there's been a lot of over-the-top rhetoric coming from US politicians about this. I think they're playing to the gallery because BP, or British Petroleum, as Obama likes to call them, and they haven't been called that since 1998, I might add, he's seeking to make political capital out of it. And let's not forget that 65% of that rig is owned by BP. They own a lion's share, but the rest is American companies.
Yeah, but on the other hand, don't we have to think, see where Obama's coming from, why he's acting like he is, because he's got midterm elections, because he doesn't want to be seen as the man who let Katrina go. And we just got to, bow a little bit and say, oh yeah, all right, we'll scrap the dividend for 6 months, and we understand you. And then he'll lay off, and we can all get on with the rest of our life. You just got to do a little deal with him, and we can't afford to have BP falling apart in America or anywhere else, can we?
Well, they can't afford for it to fall apart either. I mean, basically, there's a certain amount of self-flagellation going on here. Because BP,
it's a £7 billion dividend, isn't it? The time they paid it out.
Well, if you annualise it, yes, but the actual dividend that they're talking about with respect to this quarter is around about $2 billion.
So they would lose out as well, and it's our pension funds, our life assurance policies that would all suffer,
as well as US pension funds, US shareholders. 14% of BP shares in the US are owned by individual private investors, so they'll lose out.
Many thanks for that, Michael. That was Micheal Hewson from CMC Markets. As I say, the FTSE closed up 46 at 5,132.